Hello everyone, Toby's back, and in this video I will try to put an end to the endless questions about the artifacts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into each artifact one by one, and I'm going to rank them from tier S, tier A, B, or C. This will be from the perspective of my playstyle, and I will also highlight the most important star in each artifact and highlight on which hero I'm using this artifact and so on. And hopefully this will help people decide which artifact to level and so on. So let's get started. So by the date of recording this video, we have around 26 artifacts. So let's go one by one. For this artifact, I'm gonna read it. We highlighted and showed this artifact in other video. But for me, this is tier C. I'm not using it. It probably goes to either Valkyrie or Avril. But for me, I'm not using it. So for me, it was a waste leveling it to 5 stars. Probably if you use mages, I would say go to 3 stars, which is gonna make the awakening last till the end of the battle. And second artifact is the Hourglass. This is absolutely tier S artifact. It is super good, and the most important star in this artifact, the 3 star. As you can see here, all effects now last to 8 seconds. The hero cannot be controlled. This is the most important thing. The hero cannot be controlled for the first 30 seconds. Combining it with tag stuff and doing all these things. And if he receives fatal damage, he will be invincible for 8 seconds. So this will help you be able to use Raxus in the front line and to start with lanterns and offensive style. And even the ability of this artifact. What is it, the name of the ability? Hourglass, basically. Ability Hourglass. So this Hourglass completely shut down like snipers or archers, and it really slows them almost forever. They just don't do anything. So this is super good artifact. I would say go all the way for it. Cosmic Flute, I would rate this one probably tier B. It is nothing too crazy. So what do we have here? We have reduced movement speed for first star, and this is reduce critical rate, and then movement speed and attack. Then we have accuracy. So this one I wouldn't prioritize it. It acts like the shell artifact. It's situational, conditional, and you depend on your placement. Nevertheless, it's not too bad. It's not crazy good. It's just a decent artifact. The Shuriken. Oh, let me say which hero I'm using. So the artifact I'm using on the flute on Virion, and the Hourglass on Raxus. Okay. So for the Shuriken, I'm using it on Saizu. This is also tier B. Nothing too crazy about this artifact. It's decent. It makes like Saizu do decent, consistent damage, but nothing too crazy. If you want to go for which star, I would probably say. I would say 4 stars, because it's gonna give attack speed plus 30%. That's probably the biggest thing in this artifact. Obviously, maxing all the artifacts would be the way to go, but I'm talking if you get to choose which one to prioritize. Next one is Commander Cape. This is tier B artifact, and the reason is because there is a tag staff that can replace this one, the Mark ability. The only good thing about this one which is better than the tag, that it increase the effects. For example here, increase the damage taken by the marked enemy. So marking a dragon will receive 20% more damage for 10 seconds. But nevertheless, you can replace it with a tag staff, which is virtually for free. You can just craft it. So I wouldn't try to max this one if there are other higher tier artifacts that I'm gonna rate. So more or less, it's not bad. It's tier B. So I'm using this one on Grims. As for the Gaia Hammer, this one also I would say tier B. It's alright. It's nothing too crazy. So the most important star in this artifact, I think this is a free-to-play artifact. So more or less you're gonna max it anyway. But I'm using it on Myra, even though this buffs don't affect the hands that she summons. But honestly, for me, I don't have anybody else to use this artifact on. It's either Solaris or Myra. And Solaris never really doing any damage. He's just served as a tank. And Myra, she does decent damage sometimes. So yeah, this one, nothing too crazy. I would say maybe, nothing too crazy about this one. So Unstable Chest. This is absolutely tier C artifact. It's a trash bin, honestly. This does nothing. Like, this is not important at all. I'm even using it on Lanella, and I'm not really including Lanella in my formation. So it's whatever artifacts. It's probably the one of the worst artifacts. And if there is anything good about this one, is the one that gives stun. Where is it? I think 4 stars here. Flux to 12 seconds and stun enemy. But it's only for 1 second. It's really not a good artifact, so don't bother a lot with this one. The shell, I'm using it on Solaris, and this is tier B, I would say. It is decent, but also not a game changer. For me, I like to try to land this shell on the enemy dragon. If I manage to line it on the enemy dragon, because I think it reduces health, let's see. Yeah, obviously it's not gonna hit just the dragon, many other things around the dragon. This one, reduce max health of the enemy. This is the one I tried, can stack. I'm not sure how many times it can stack. It depends on how many tidal waves will go every 15 seconds. Okay, so more or less, it's a decent artifact, and but still nothing too crazy. You can live without it. That's what I'm trying to say. You can use it in any frontline tank. Doesn't have to be Solaris. But for me, based on my playstyle, I'm using it on Solaris. Next one is the Nectar of Life. Obviously, I'm using it on Floras. This is the one that makes you. If you remember the formation video, this is the one that I tried to put Ophidia next to Floras, because it's the one that's gonna give the animation of the flower. It's coming from this artifact. So let's quickly read this one, because honestly it's been a long time since I acquired this artifact, and I don't really remember it that much. Protect nearby aura. This is the aura I'm talking about. Protect nearby friendly or non-gladiator, non-paladin. Okay, healing them every 6 seconds, which is good, to be honest, every 6 seconds, and with artifact level and max health. So yeah, this is the one of the artifacts you want to level it, I'd say. Well, let's see which one is the most important star. Increase the healing done. Okay, physical resistance as well, 15% is good. So yeah, this is a tier A artifact, I would say. When the wearer heals another, both heroes receive 5% damage mitigation. Really good. Aura also increase the healing received by 20% and increase the magic resistance. Yeah, it's a good artifact all around. Or against an additional effect that makes the wearer or protected heroes invulnerable. Yeah, this is the one of the artifacts that you want to go 5 stars. Like if you have the tier S artifacts maxed, because I'm ranking them now. So this is tier A. Valkyrie banner, absolutely tier S artifact. Just max this artifact and use it for buffing your stall side troops. It is absolutely important. In the meantime, I'm using it on Gan. There were some times I was using it on Yip. But nevertheless, just whichever hero you have close to your stall side, and make sure that it hits all the 3 units or 2 units of your stall side, and make sure it is a sage or a general. But you know, generals, you want to put them in the back line so they don't have to run. So more or less, it's going to be a sage hero. In my case, I'm using Gun. I'm not even going to read. Go all 5 stars. It's a good artifact. Sky Totem. This is also tier S artifact, and it really buffs the push side or the power side. It buffs the troop a lot. It gives them a lot of damage, and it also gives them like bonus lightning damage and so on. But I think the most important star, let me just try to see which one. So intervals, yeah, see, 5 stars is really good because it's gonna boost attack speed 50%. Now imagine that, and he keeps using this totem. For me, I'm using it on Avalon. But there is also one that makes Avalon invulnerable. Yeah, this one, 3 stars. When the hero health drop below 30%, slot granting its power to a hero invincible for 3 seconds. After invulnerability fade, the hero will be healed. Okay, so this is a really good artifact all around. Like, it buffs the troops around you. It makes the hero invulnerable if it's gonna die. Like, you don't want Avalon to die, for example, if you are a human or even dwarf in my case, because I have also, remember this, like it's like there is a chain effect with many other things. For example, the hero mastery, I have Avalon every couple of seconds giving them buffs and 50% attack speed as well and all of that. So you don't want Avalon to die. In my case, I have a prism on him as well that's gonna protect the dragon and so on. So this is definitely tier S artifact. It's a super good artifact, and if it's either you're gonna go 3 stars if you are let's say you're short on materials, but definitely try to go to 5 stars. Ring of Ragnar, it's a famous artifact, this one. There were days where people used to use it on Ophidia because the damage of the, what do you call it, black hole used to do a lot of damage, but in this current meta, black holes are there just to crowd control, CC. So in my case, I'm using it on Fenris, so only because he's in the back line and he's usually takes forever to die, unless like the whole stall side collapse. So by using this artifact on a safe hero, you ensure the 2 procs, because this artifact procs 2 times. It's gonna use, let's see, most likely you're gonna max this artifact anyway, because it's a free-to-play artifact. So yeah, after 50 seconds of the battle, the Dragon King Spirit will reappear. So you wanted 5 stars, so you can have the procs 2 times. And you know, you can read the spells. It's gonna do all the healing and tranquility and hailstone. And then which one gives you the black hole? Let's see. Yeah, this one, gravitation surge. So 3 stars is gonna give you the gravitation surge. So minimum go 3 stars, but obviously you wanna go 5 stars. Mirror of Reality. I cannot really rank this artifact because in my case, it's tier C. I'm not using it. But for other races, it can be really good artifact. For example, you can use it on, like I see many Lich use 2 Raxias to buff and so on, or humans use 2 variants, and even in some events, even for like a dwarf, in some events you use 2 Grims, so you can reload 2 times and so on. But this is, you don't want more than 1 star. You know, I think this is a pay-to-win artifact. Yeah, it is. So don't go more than 1 star unless you can max all artifact. That's a different story. Because really, it's only gonna, all you want is the ability to duplicate the hero. You don't really care about all these things. Yeah. So Mirror of Truth, this is, I would say, tier A artifact, and the reason is because you see, for me, the way I'm rating these artifacts, any artifact that is you use it in PvP and it can be impactful, that's how I'm rating it. It's all around the PvP, because this game is, it's more or less all around the PvP, at least for me. So Reflect is really good. Like you get to reflect your archers, and you can use it in Void as well, and in Abyss and all of that. So it's a really good artifact. The ability to reflect troops, like it's like adding extra pack of rangers. So which is the most important? So 5 stars, so because the reflected troops are gonna do 50% more bonus attack speed. It's really good. Solantris, it's a tier B, to be honest, because back then it used to be, I would say, tier A. It was really good, the idea of giving invulnerability to a hero. It's really good, but nothing too crazy comparing to other artifacts. That's why I'm ranking it between tier B or A, to be honest. So this one, the most important star is 2 stars. This one I'm using it on Tok. There is no specific hero, to be honest, but for me, this any hero that's probably gonna stay alive for a while for you to be able to use it. This one I'm using it on Elena. Obviously, I want to protect Elena. Elena gives magic resist to all your troops, and she gives buffs every couple of seconds, or every once in a while. She gives buffs to the troops with the new. What's the name? Let's look at it. Okay, so can get it out of the way. This one, Silverwing. So every 10 seconds of the battle begin, Elena will give 41% critical, random evade, last 4 seconds. So you don't want Elena to die. Basically, she buffs. She's really important hero all around because of the magic resist. 50%, 55% reduce magic damage on all your troops. Okay, so back to the artifact. As I said, I'm using this on Elena to protect her, the invulnerability for 10 seconds, and she will deal less damage. When she's invulnerable, obviously she doesn't do damage, so it doesn't matter. That's the most important star you want to get. This is 2 stars. The first star gives healing. This is kind of irrelevant, but I have now this is something I assume it works. I have a prism on Elena that gives dragon regeneration health, so I'm assuming this healing affect the prism, affect the dragon. Could be, possibly, but more or less I'm using it for this 2 stars. 3 stars is healing efficiency. All right, there is a world where people use this one on Theadrin, and for me, I don't include Theadrin a lot. I only include her against when I'm fighting Lich. By the way, if you are fighting Lich, you must use Theadrin, just so you know. Her aura is not about the damage, it's about the accuracy against Actually, let me give you this. If you want to know how important using Theadrin against Lich, like when I was doing the Pinnacle, there was some stage 107 or something. It was Lich troops, and I couldn't finish it on time when I was like, obviously Pinnacle is easy by now, but I was trying to, well, why is it timing out? I was like curious, why is it timing out? Usually I just finish it, and I realized I wasn't using Teodyne, and once I put her, I finished the stage with like 30 seconds extra. So Teodyne is a must against Lich. So yeah, there's a world where you would use this one on Teodyne. For me, based on my formation playstyle and the dwarf, I'm not using this one on Teodyne. I don't include Teodyne. So yeah, more or less, this is I would say tier B artifact. It's not bad. It's decent. It's decent. But yeah, if you have other artifacts, just go for 2 stars. Shouldn't be very expensive to reach 2 stars. Codex, I'm using this one on Ophidia, so she can increase her snake damage. But yeah, let's see which is the most important star to reach here. 4 star is the good one, because each stack of Nexus Curse, which is gonna stack how many times? They said 10 times. So it's gonna be what, 50% increased damage taken to that thing that is being hit by the snake. So yeah, 4 star is really good. 5 star is gain magic damage. That's gonna, 5 star, I wouldn't say it's crazy good, but 4 star is good. This one is tier between B or A, nothing too crazy, not too bad. It is decent. Let's move on to the next one, Leo's Pride. Now, we know that this is a Rufio artifact, and because of the combination of Rufio on this artifact, this turned out to be a tier S artifact. The reason that it does a lot of damage, this artifact, that you will see the wave thing that is coming out of Rufio, why it does a lot of damage, because it's combining it with Rufio skills by themselves. Let's take a quick look. So if you see this ability here, Fearless, Rufio likes a challenge and battles harder against powerful opponent. He deals 2.5 times the damage to large enemy and 4 times the damage to massive enemies. So massive enemies are heroes and dragon. Large enemies are basically mechs and scorpions and so on. But yeah, that's why he does a lot of damage to heroes with the thing that's coming out of the artifact itself. So yeah, this is a tier S because of Rufio, and I think it's a free-to-play artifact if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's see what's the most important star. Yeah, since it's free-to-play, you want to max it anyway. It's a tier S artifact anyway, so just try to max it. Halcyon Edge, I think it's Halcyon. I don't know how to spell this one, but it could be wrong. Anyway, so this is I would say tier A artifact. This is one of the, at the beginning, when they first introduced the artifact, they were really good, all of them at the beginning. And this is, I believe, I think this is the first artifact. It's really good for a couple of reasons, because each star is actually good. So you have attack speed 15% is good. Weakens the armor, shredding the armor is 20% is really good. Deal 1% damage for every 1% health is also good. Deal 25 bonus physical damage is also good, and the most important is the Resurrect. So obviously I'm using it on Basilic just to ensure the ability to use Bat Splits. So yeah, he has his own what is it called? Take Wing, I think, or something that makes him invulnerable while he's dying, and this also makes him Resurrect. This is just to ensure that you are able to use the Bat Splits. So this is a good artifact all around, and you want to go 5 stars, and I would rank it rank A. And the Codex, for me, it's rank C. You can see it's on Avril. I don't use Avril, I don't use mages, and I would say 4 stars, and if you use mages, ability cooldown are lowered, maybe 3 stars. I don't know. I don't use mages. It's whatever artifact for me, and I think it's free to play artifact. Stone of Origin. This is a controversial one. Stone of Origin, for me, it is tier S, definitely. And the reason is, this artifact sometimes turn like a losing fight into a winning fight. And if one artifact can do that, it definitely deserves to be tier S. Yeah, you want to go 5 stars. This is really good. And more or less, this artifact is used mainly to protect the dragon after the dragon procs. You don't want to use it before the dragon procs, because it would be a waste. The time is not forever. It's only 20 seconds. So what's going to happen is when your dragon procs, give it some time after, starting to get very, very low. That's when you use this artifact on your dragon. And sometimes you use it on your archers or snipers. It's a really good artifact all around. And I have it on Gafgar. And I think you know the story. I'm moving it from Raxus to a Gladiator, so I can use it when, I can use it whenever I need, because Gladiators don't get stunned at the beginning and all of that. Gavgar, more or less, he stays alive for a while. High King Justice. This is tier C artifact. It is one of the worst artifacts. A pay-to-win artifact, one of the worst. This is really good back in days for doing Abyss and so on, because in Abyss you cannot deploy troops, and you can summon, and then the combo of summoning and then copying and all of that. But this is rubbish. Don't bother yourself with it unless you are a pure PvE person, like a pure farmer. Sure, go for it, but it's a pay-to-win artifact anyway, so if you're a farmer, you're not gonna pay for you know what I mean. Alright, so I have this one on Rose. I don't use Rose, but it's just for the stats. If you consider using this, I don't know, could be possibly. Probably this will go on either Elena or Avalon to summon more and so on. Hellguard. This is between tier A or tier S. I would say A. It's not S, nothing that crazy, but A, definitely A. This is a good artifact. The most important star is the 4-star. 5-star is kind of overkill. You're not really looking for damage coming out of artifacts. This has been tested. There's nothing too crazy. But 4 stars is good, because damage suffered by nearby enemy units is plus 20%. Remember the formation video when I mentioned this? And recovering 8% health per second is really good at the beginning as well, and so on. It's a good artifact. I'm using it on Belrug in my power side. I know I'm skimming through the artifacts fast because, well, we have 26 artifacts, so we have to, I'm not going to read each one of them, but I'm giving you an overall view on the artifact and just giving you what's important. So Sunflare is a tier A artifact. As I said, it's the reason it's not tier S, because it's not going to completely change, like it's not a complete game changer. But nevertheless, it's a really good artifact. So A plus, whatever you want to put it. So I'm using this one on Jax. Many people use it on Nora because of the range. But for me, I'm using it on Jax. I have my own way of playing. And I mentioned this because of the, where is it, the activation? Yeah, 5-star. 5-star gain an ability Malice. Is it Malice pronounced? I think so. That increases physical damage by 30% for 15 seconds, during which attack cannot be evaded. When you activate Jack's spray, he's basically immune to stuns. He's gonna spray. And more or less, I use Jack's spray. It's not like I don't use it. If Jack's spray is active, sometime, toward the mid of the fight or something, once Jack's line his bullets toward something important, I activate the Malice ability. It gives crit damage, damage to large and massive units. But yeah, we know that Jax, he spray backline heroes sometimes. And having more damage to massive units, which are heroes, it's all around, it's a good artifact. And I use it on Jax. If you have to go to a certain star, I would say 4-star. 4-star is good enough. Even 3 stars. Like, let's say, you have to choose between something, go 3 stars minimum, I'd say. So Bloodmaw, this is a tier A artifact as well. It's one of the good artifacts. All active ability costs 1 less, not important. Yeah, and the most important star here is the 4 stars, because damage to hero is 60%, which is insane. Back in days before we used to level this artifact, we used to actually give it to Jax. Back in days, Jax used to be the hero's killer, and it's a good artifact. I'm giving it to Denji, obviously, and yeah, it's a good artifact. Because melee attacks gain crippling effect, causes targets to deal 50% less damage and lose 5% health for 30 seconds. It's good. It's a good artifact. Saphiel is a tier S artifact, definitely. And the star that you want to go for is the 5 stars, because each range attack is going to grant total maximum 50% damage to nearby troops. So that's why I use it on Nora. And I like the fact that accuracy and damage 20% and immune, and she also gives immune to morale collapse to nearby troops, nearby ranged troops. It's all around a good artifact. Definitely tier S. The main, is it the last one? Yeah, it is the last one. Okay, so the main artifact is probably, I would say, tier A artifact. Nothing like a must, but it's really good. For me, it's what makes Bane viable to tank. Because, as you said, many people say, Bane is not tanky enough. but with main it makes him tanky enough. And the most important star here is that sadly is the 5 stars, because damage taken from enemy heroes minus 40%. It's a lot. And recover health and combining with the mastery and so on, it makes Bane tanky. I like it. So this is a tier A artifact. Hopefully this covers all the artifacts, a general idea on which one to prioritize, which one is to, not level at all, and which one. And remember, this all, you have to build your own account, based on what you do and what you use and so on. Now, before I end this video, just want to say one thing. So yeah, before I end this video, just want to give a comment about this one. And I hope you're ready for what I'm gonna say. So, let me ask you this. Do you know how insane it sounds to tell somebody buy a dragon skin in a game for $1,000? I don't know how to say how crazy that is, like more than how crazy it is, basically. And I understand this is a luxury, but hear me out. I understand this is a luxury thing to do in a game for, not for everyone, but there is an issue, and hear me out. So, sometime down the line, there will be more and more skins coming, right? We can see the pattern now. So where is the issue? The issue, here's what's gonna happen. The dragon, those skins stack the buffs. So 10%, not a big deal. 20%, nothing too crazy. 30%, it's getting ridiculous. 40, 50, 60, I don't know. Sometime down the line, it's gonna be what? 80%, 60% more. It's gonna reach a point that the dragon is gonna be unkillable by the troops. And now that's what's gonna create unbalance in the game. And probably what they're gonna do, maybe, I'm assuming, they're gonna introduce, troop skin maybe? Give them shoulder pads or hats or something and change the look and give them buffs, and then how are you gonna balance this? So you're gonna keep introducing these things, and I'm fine with it, to be honest. I'm really fine with it if it gives Linari, but I'm not gonna pay $700 or something just to get 10% on my dragon, which I can compensate on prisms or something. Come on, what are we doing here? And you're talking about an event that's gonna cost minimum $700 before the wheel, like a week before the wheel. Now, I can leave it not comment about it, but I'm trying to be fair and honest and give an honest critique and feedback for the game. I'm not trying to do anything more than, highlighting issues about this game. And honestly, I love this game. That's the sad part about this. I love this game. This is the only game that I played for that long, like a mobile game. Come on, this is one of the best games. It's really sad to see it taking this direction. It is really sad. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna. I can keep going on what I'm saying for 2 hours continuous. It's not gonna end. But I'm gonna leave it there. So the only issue that this direction is, that's the thing. You cannot balance a game by producing more pay to win. Like if there is some unbalance in a game, you need to balance it, not produce pay to win to balance the game. It doesn't work that way. But I don't know what to say. But if you wanna check it out, I think I fought somebody who has the skin. Let me show you the skin. I must say it's cool. It is cool skin, but I'm gonna pay $1,000. Come on, like what is this? So which one is what? He was a human person with a blue dragon. I think this one. I think this guy. Yeah. So that's a skin basically. If you didn't see the skin, it's alright. $1,000? No. Alright, guys. This should do it for the video. Until next time. See ya.